Hello there. This is Vinita Davranangia reading my column Ozone for the Times of India. Sometimes a churn is all that's needed. A stir gets things going. If not, along comes a storm like the pandemic. Will this huge churn be our present day version of the Samudra Manthan? Admittedly, when things start looking too settled and somewhat comfortable, a vigorous stir in the cauldron is the call of the day. A churning that will bring to the surface all that is hidden from view before it settles down to a new reality. Because all must change once in a while, that is the only rule that endures. A stir, though, not a storm. If we keep up with change and manage a manner stirring ourselves as we go along, always keeping things on the move, we can do without a storm. But if we don't take care of this and choose to settle down, other forces step in, and then we have little control of what the churn will throw up. That is what a stirring does. It brings up all that is good and all that is bad. And by the time things settle down again, a new pattern has emerged. In the process, the churning may also reveal hitherto hidden treasures and secrets. So, a churn is always good. Remember Samudra Manthan in Hindu scriptures? When the Devas needed the nectar lying at the bottom of the celestial ocean of milk, Kshir Sagar, to defeat the Asuras, they had to churn the ocean. When this was done, using Mandara mountain as the churning rod and the king of snakes Vasuki as the rope tied around Mandara, the ocean threw up all within that was good and bad. Out came a terrible poison that was consumed by Lord Shiva to save the world, turning his throat eternally blue. Also thrown up were many valuables that were divided between the Devas and the Asuras. And finally emerged the nectar that would make the gods immortal. This churning changed the equation between good and bad forever and was responsible for immense changes in the universe and the celestial world. Yes, sometimes all that is required is a churn. When things begin to settle too near to the bottom of the pan and the top has thinned out, constant stirring is recommended to avoid ruining the dish. Whenever there is a danger of settling down in comfort and stagnation, smart people deliberately stir up a minor storm. For instance, a CEO taking over a new company, or a new boss trying to suss out his place of influence. They all learn a lot more by stirring things up than they ever will if they just slide in peacefully into their new cabins. Individuals use this tactic all the time when they wish to arrive at truth or to figure out what someone really thinks. They will deliberately introduce a topic that stirs another person's emotions and instigates them to become agitated enough. This helps blow the lid off, bringing to the surface emotions or words that have been kept tightly covered. And now there is nothing left to hide anymore. A churn cajoles and forces the truth out in all its terrifying glory, the good and the bad. A friend recommended that I watch a video of prophecies by psychic Craig Hamilton Parker. I did. The guy who predicts that President Donald Trump will be re-elected had an interesting theory about why a man like Trump came into power in the first place. Calling Trump a pretty weird, unusual person, Craig says that love him or hate him, but Trump was required because the USA needed a cat thrown among the pigeons. A country where too many people had been feathering their own nests for too long, looking after their own interests, at the cost of destruction of the world and the poor person, needed something wild thrown into the midst, he says. A stir was needed, and Trump provided that. A stir that is throwing up all that was hidden before allowing America, a country that has lost its way and is in search of its soul, to settle back into a different, a new order. And COVID is the same, don't you think? Though by no stretch of the imagination can the pandemic be called a stir or a minor churn. It is more akin to the vigorous 1,000-year Samudra Manthan that helped change things as they were known before. All the good and all the bad have been thrown up and laid out there for us to see and conjecture upon. We did not keep stirring, taking stock and keeping pace. So nature did it for us. It sent the pandemic storm our way and upturned the world as we knew it. Now it lies out there before us, all that terrifying truth. It is up to us to pick the pieces and figure what the new world order we settle into will be. Thank you.